Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. We're straight to this. Alrighty then.
Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is Miney. I'm researching parapsychology stuff at the university.
What is parapsychology?
Let's see. It's I guess most people call it occult stuff.
Even that's what most people call it. I can't say it. I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Miney.
Alright.
After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant Maya Fay. Is this correct? I guess... If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake.
When the channeling started, I was sleeping in the side room. A little later, someone came into the room really suddenly. It was oh my god, totally my sister. I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in a sad way. My sister, she told me something totally terrible.
Now, hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that answered was your sister? Do you mean to defend Maya Fay?
Clearly now, Your Honor. Maya Fay was still in the middle of channeling at that time.
Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of the witness's sister?
Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at the Dr. Gray's clinic.
Oh, well, this is...
Witness. Yeah? End of testimony. You mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Do I totally, really have to? Of course.
Miss Miney, please.
My sister, this is what she said to me. That was no accident.
Oh, great, we're back to this again.
I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it?
It sounds like a...
Eenie?
It feels like it's a freaking sad love story, but there is no love, it's just sad. She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said?
Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit will go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimony point to this as the truth. That the end.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie?
Of course it was, Phoenix.
Mia, what do you mean?
It was well constructed, but that's all that it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find out one loose thread and unwind that tapestry of lies.
Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder.
Yet again, that foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last.
Alrighty then. After the murder, I was in the side room, that is true. That was true. Are you absolutely sure?
I guess.
You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who answered?
Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith.
First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But that doesn't do anything. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests.
Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Miney? Miney, Mo.
I feel like that was something. You were happy in a sad way?
Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister.
But wouldn't most people react to her with a surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again?
But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult, but I like know all about the kunai channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said.
Should I drop this line of questioning? Question further. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter?
No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange.
But... No!
Don't keep badgering her.
You know the phrase. Objection. Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright. The question of what the witness felt what she saw her sister. Is it really that important? It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright. Mr. Wright, Miss Miney, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. Totally.
Like, her costume looked totally like normal. So there was nothing odd about your sister's appearance?
Like, yeah, nothing was like weird.
Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. I didn't even see.
That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I like go on?
Okay, there's two things I want to see. Something terrible? What was this thing she told you?
Huh? Like, didn't I just like tell you about it? Did you like forget already? A foolish fool with a foolish...
Wait, what? Foolish I don't know what's that.
For Rain only speaks foolishly with foolish words.
Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask to hear the story again? I'm sorry, but could I hear that story one more time?
Like, sure, no problem. I even like tell it all spooky like for you.
Oh, okay. That was no accident. I was drugged. Yo, let me fast forward this. I mean, you can't even see it for nothing. It's only fair, isn't it, Eenie? It was a little scary.
Like, I'm sorry, maybe I like put too much spookiness into it.
I know there has to be something here I can use, but where?
She put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up, but don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected.
Okay. There is one thing I want to present. If it's not the dress, I'm mad. Objection! There you go. That was a very well spun lie, Miss Eenie.
What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
It's well constructed, but that's all it is.
Stealing my lines now? Are we, Mr. Phoenix?
Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance.
Like, yeah, and?
But I don't really think you thought that at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone like this appeared before you.
The blood spray.
That's not no vampire. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order! Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney!
I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there.
Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though.
First of all, calm yourself down, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony.
If you please. The judge still looks a little shaken up. Of help is gonna be. So another testimony? Great.
Like, the siren was kinda dark, you know?
Oh, great.
So the costume is purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I persuaded my sister it wasn't right to do something like that. And then I took my sister to the channeling chamber.
Did she know where it was? Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood?
You think, thanks, Gramps?
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. After the murder, part 2. Oh, what the heck? Got so fast, so the sun.
The siren was kinda dark, you know?
How was it dark? Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room.
Objection!
Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. That's right.
Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Miney's?
You are such a hopeless cause, witness. You may feel free to ignore that sharp little man. Okay.
Can't breathe. Let me out of here. That is true. You didn't see the blood.
Yeah.
But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well.
That's,
Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either?
I totally didn't. All I was looking was, her face. Continue.
And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, like at the time?
Well, she was totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray.
Wait, wrong boxing.
But I think she knew. She said she did something real bad. And she said she wanted to go with me to apologize to Miss Morgan.
Did Miss Mimi's spirit really say all that to you?
Yeah.
Was your sister calm by that time?
I guess so. I guess maybe taking her revenge on Dr. Gray made her feel a lot better.
Yo.
I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better.
She says with her whip already.
And Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know?
May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Yo, it's starting to come back now.
Sure.
Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place?
Something out of place? When do you mean?
When? When you... When you were going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the challenge chamber, of course.
I'm like, no, nothing strange.
She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something.
I like, totally can't.
That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the challenge chamber is all that important? It's very important. I ask because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this statement.
Like, I don't get why, but okay.
Now, there's one thing that's kind of confusing. Try to remember that time.
Oh, like, I remember, like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way.
I guess this really is a dead end. No, it's not. No good. I can't find anything wrong. Okay, there's one thing I remember, but... Okay, there's one thing I want to know, but which one exactly do I need to press? Like, what exactly? Because freaking Pearl was there, but what do I have to show? Was it the map? Do I show the map? Do I show the jar, the urn? I didn't see anyone on the way. Was it the map? Do I show the map? How much do I get penalized? That's my question. I got the floor plans. That's the crime scene. Nope. No. I'm sorry you have to hear this, but there's like two, three, four things that I want to do, that I want to press before we do anything else that's done, because I know what it is, but it's this part right here. There you go. There you go. I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect fly. Take a look at this urn.
Like, urn?
There are cracks. Do you see them?
So, like, what does that prove?
Objection!
Who cares about someone old urn? Like, yeah, I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the challenge chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I?
It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at the time, there was no way you could have not seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Yes, and how is this child relevant? It's just so happened that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh? And she just happened to break this urn. Oh? Oh!
Wait, she broke the urn.
Yep, she actually knocked it over with her ball.
Huh?
And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Order! Miss Miney? Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, do you see? If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I have to declare you legally blind. I think I've sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. That witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's impossible. Because there's clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Where is this contradiction?
It's in her testimony just now. It's in the evidence. There's nothing that we have in the evidence. We have nothing for evidence. In her testimony? Earlier in the testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do anything? It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know the fact? How? I concede that Miss Faye was the only person in the channeling chamber. But however, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Oh, now I get it. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. However, you didn't go there by way of the winding way.
But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, no one would have to use the winding way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked a very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question. Don't ask the question off a basis assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Miney. So now is the time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Take that! Miss Miney was here, of course.
What? But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime.
Order! That's why...
That's the Phoenix Wright. How you lost your mind? Yes, attorney testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Miss Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Where was I hiding? Of course, one place. Take that! Here, of course. Behind the folding screen? Oh! Don't make me say this again. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk! Quit being so quick to pin me on the slime ball.
Now, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying.
Shut it, Gramps! As if you know exactly how old I am.
I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Take that! Miss Miney, how you were able to hide at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box, no person could fit in that.
Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. A lot of disprove you when she was hiding from me in it.
But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right! I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room that whole time.
Mr. Wright? Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? I can prove it, right? And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove the clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Take a look at this clothing box.
You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This, what on earth? Ugh!
I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole! About 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before?
The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height.
That's right. I hope this was open your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order! So what you're saying?
Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Miney?
That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client.
No! Stop! I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box in the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant and killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all by herself. Correct. It's not impossible. It's not possible. It's not possible for one person to do that all by herself. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy.
Wait! Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct?
You can't be serious.
Miss Miney, you had an accomplice. And we present the accomplice right here, right now.
This person.
If it wasn't someone from Kudan Village, you could have gone in the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have the box to use.
Morgan Fey!
Is it not the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it?
Ah!
Uh-oh. What the heck was that? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime.
But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected? Yes. Bang. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fey.
But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through.
Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind the murder. Huh? Uh-huh. Who is that, laughing at a time like this? Ah!
Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving?
What is it this time? Miss Von Karma, surely.
I'll call as ill as me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty?
What in the world?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area.
And that is?
If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium pretending to be one putting on this whole act. What reason she would have to do such foolish things?
Well, that's,
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Miney want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive.
a motive. That's... I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. 1 year ago, patients died in the clinic. I can't even look at the clipping! Late last night, ongoing investigation. Miss Miney holds in the middle of the crash. If Miss Miney is believed to be the one driving the car was her sister, Miss Miney was the nurse. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. If not, we're gonna get penalized.
Ha! Just as I thought. You born with your silly...
Oh, come on. That's great. Now even she's calling me my full name. Yes! Because through that accident, you suffer a lot of hurt and your pain yourself.
Don't be stupid. No one has proved that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
What do you mean by that?
See now, stupid ramps. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. Besides, the guy that, the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray, it was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know?
She's back to her airhead self. However, you still... Ouch!
Pathetic, Mr. Wright. You failed to support your own theory.
Did we lose?
The end.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan.
Tisk, so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place.
What happened? I thought I had it for sure.
See, That's what I like told you. I'm going to serve you a slice of humble pie.
Hold it! Thank you! I was about to say, oh, it's game over now, but okay.
Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute.
Alright.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix.
Mia.
Yes, it does sound like a ridiculous messed up plan for murder. But you know, regardless that the girl trained her for this crime.
Really?
Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion.
This time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide a reason? Can I? Can I really do this? Yes, I can. I am not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what.
That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now.
I have no clue where I'm going. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive.
Ha, ha. Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Ah! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side! Avant Khan only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will blow you out of my way. No way!
Very well. The court will take 5 minutes oh my god. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a second here.
I can't believe that actually happened. But okay. We'll end today's episode right here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that like button, comments, if you're new, very like, comment, the Shark is XTV, and I'm signing out.